I know this might sound strange, but the more I tried to organize my living room, the more exhausted I felt. I used to believe that if I just bought more baskets, more bins, more trays, the clutter would finally go away. But it didn't. I just ended up with more stuff to manage, more things to find space for, and more reasons to feel like I was falling short. And when you're already tired, a messy living room isn't just a visual problem. It becomes this quiet reminder that you're not in control, even in your own home. But you don't need to start over or pull an all-day reset. Today, I'm sharing 10 small habits. Nothing fancy, nothing perfect, that actually make your living room feel lighter. These are things I've tested over years of real life with kids with work, with days where I had zero energy to get organized. Each habit takes just a few minutes but gives you a little relief. And the first one, I only cleaned off one small surface, and that alone gave me the momentum to shift the whole room. Let's start with the easiest shift. There was a time when I thought the only way to feel calm was to clean the whole house. And of course, I never had time or energy for that, so I stayed stuck. But it turns out peace doesn't come from doing everything. Sometimes it starts with doing one small thing really well. So here's the shift pick. One small surface. Not a whole room, not the bookshelf. Just a table corner, the top of your console, or even a tray that keeps collecting stuff. Clear it off completely. Wipe it down. Then only put back up to 3 things, but make sure they're things you actually like seeing every day. The first time I tried this, I picked the side of my coffee table where we always drop keys and mail. It was chaotic. I cleared it in under 5 minutes, added one small plant and a book I was reading, and left the rest empty. The next morning, I didn't even notice the mess elsewhere. I just saw that one little space, and it gave me a sense of control I hadn't felt in days. You don't need to fix the room. You just need one pocket of calm to remind your brain that it's possible. That surface is not just a table, it's proof that something can change starting today. And once you start with just one surface, it's hard not to want more of that calm. Because sometimes clutter isn't just stuff, it's habits we don't even realize we're repeating. I've made a whole video about the quiet habits that kept my life feeling stuck, even when my space looked fine. It's the one video I wish I had watched sooner, and if you're ready to take the next step, you won't want to miss it tomorrow. Next up, we're not clearing more, we're containing better. Next, let's talk about a habit that sounds almost too small to matter, but it quietly saves you every day. I used to believe that if I just put everything back right away, my living room would stay neat. But honestly, that never happened. At the end of a long day, I didn't want to go back and forth between rooms just to put away a remote, some receipts, or my kids' socks. So I gave those things a landing spot, one tray right on the coffee table. That tray became our drop zone. The remote lip balm charger, little toy, instead of scattering all over, they go into one place. Not forever, just for now. I remember one week when everything felt chaotic. We were dealing with school deadlines, appointments, and laundry that never ended. But because we had that tray, things didn't spiral. I didn't lose my patience just from seeing clutter spread everywhere. I knew exactly where things were, and I didn't have to think. This one tray gives your brain a break. It's not about being organized, it's about containing what you can and letting the rest wait until you're ready. In the next habit, we'll go a step further. What if you had a way to pause the mess without hiding it? The next thing that changed my daily stress level wasn't about organizing at all. It was just about buying time. There are days when things land in the living room and you simply can't deal with them. A gift you haven't wrapped. A package you need to return. Your child's socks books a random toy that somehow ended up under the couch again. Instead of forcing myself to make decisions right away, I started keeping a simple basket in the corner. Not for storage, just for pause. It's where I toss the things I'll deal with later. Not hide, not forget, just not right now. One Sunday afternoon, we had friends over unexpectedly. The living room was halfway clean, but not quite. I grabbed a few things off the floor, some magazines, leftover craft stuff, a hoodie, and dropped them all into the basket. 10 seconds. Done. The space felt manageable again. That basket gave me a way out, not from responsibility, but from the urgency to fix everything immediately. You can use a plain fabric bin, a cardboard box, even a large tote bag. Label it if you want. Or don't. Just know it's there, so clutter doesn't win just because life gets busy. Coming up next, let's talk about a surprising reason your living room still feels chaotic even when it looks decorated. Let's talk about something that might be making your space feel messy, even if everything is technically in place. I used to buy throw pillows just because they looked beautiful. Beaded ones, velvety ones, seasonal ones. They matched my decor, but they didn't match our life. Every evening, those pillows ended up on the floor. My husband didn't want to lean on them. My kids shoved them off the couch. And I got annoyed at how nothing stayed in place, but the truth was, no one liked using them. So I changed one rule: if it's not comfortable, it doesn't belong in our living room. Now, I only keep 2 throw pillows on our main couch. They're soft, they're washable. They're the ones we all reach for when we sit down. And that alone keeps the space calmer because no one's throwing things aside just to relax. Your home isn't a showroom. It's a space for real people. If your decor makes you adjust tiptoe or clean more than you want to, it's not helping. Next, we'll shift our focus upward because what's on your walls might be doing more than just filling space. Now we're moving up, literally. Let's talk about your walls. I used to think every wall needed something. A framed quote here, a decorative wreath there, maybe a shelf with candles and tiny plants. It looked cozy, or so I thought. But somehow, when I sat down at the end of the day, my eyes never rested. I'd look around and start mentally rearranging. That frame is crooked. Maybe I should swap that print. Ugh, those candles are dusty again. Until one day, out of sheer laziness, I took down 2 pieces and just didn't put anything back. And something shifted. That blank space gave my brain permission to stop scanning. It felt like I could finally breathe in my own living room because there wasn't always something trying to get my attention. You don't need to strip your walls bare. But try this. Choose one wall or even just one section and remove what doesn't truly matter to you. Live with that emptiness for a week. You might be surprised how peaceful nothing can feel. In the next habit, we're not taking anything away. We're simply choosing smarter storage that disappears into your space. Let's shift gears and talk about something practical, but often overlooked, where you're keeping things. For a long time, we had a coffee table with an open bottom shelf. It looked stylish, sure, but it also became a dumping ground for books, toys, extra blankets, and anything we didn't know where else to put. The clutter was visible, and it made the whole room feel busy even when the rest was clean. So I swapped it for a small bench with a lid. That's it. One simple change. And suddenly we had a place to store the blanket, the puzzles, the pack of Uno cards, but no one had to see them. That's the trick. If your storage isn't helping your space feel calmer, it might not be the right kind. You don't have to buy new furniture. Use what you have. A fabric bin under the side table. A basket inside a cabinet. A footrest that opens up. The goal isn't to hide mess forever. It's to give your eyes a break so your living room looks like a place to sit down, not sort things. Up next, we'll talk about how to manage the biggest wild card in any living room: kids stuff. Let's be honest, nothing spreads across a living room faster than toys. I used to think I had to choose: either let the living room become a playroom or spend all day picking things up. Neither worked, and the more I tried to clean everything, the more frustrated I felt because it never lasted. Then I tried something small. Instead of allowing all the toys into the living room, I picked one basket. That's it. One basket for that day. In the morning, I'd grab a few toys, maybe blocks, a puzzle, a stuffed animal, and put them in. That was their shift for the day. The rest stayed in the kids' room or closet. At night, everything went back into the basket, and the basket went back to its spot. No major cleanup, no toy avalanche, just a simple rotation. This one habit changed my evenings. I no longer felt like I was constantly chasing tiny plastic pieces into every corner. And my kids, they didn't even miss the toys that were off duty. You don't have to control everything, just contain enough that you don't feel like your living room is being taken over. Coming up next, we're not talking about toys or stuff anymore. We're talking about creating space where you can just sit and breathe. Now let's shift away from managing stuff and talk about making space for you. There was a time when I felt like every corner of my living room had a job. One held toys, one had decor, one was piled with things I hadn't dealt with yet, and somehow none of it was for me. So I gave myself one small spot, not to organize, not to decorate, but simply to exist. I cleared the chair near the window, took off the folded laundry, removed the fake plant I never liked. I didn't add anything back. No throw pillow, no diffuser, no shelf styling, just the chair, a soft light, and the permission to sit without a task. That's now my no-pressure corner. I don't fold laundry there. I don't multitask. I just sit. Even if it's only for 5 minutes with a cup of tea or while the kids are playing nearby. Sometimes we forget that calm doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from creating a space where you don't have to fix anything at all. Next, I'll share a small shift that helped me let go of invisible clutter, the kind we stop noticing but always feel. Now let's talk about the kind of clutter we stop seeing but still feel. After living in the same space for a while, your eyes adjust. You stop noticing the stack of unread magazines, the candle you never light, that small tray that keeps collecting bits of everything. But your mind, it still registers it all. One afternoon, I tried something different. I stood at the entrance of my living room and took a photo with my phone. Then I looked at it like I was seeing someone else's home. It was strange how quickly I noticed things I had completely tuned out. The art on the wall that didn't mean anything to me, the dusty vase I hadn't moved in months, the 3 extra objects on the shelf that served no purpose. So I chose 3 things to remove. Not organize, not relocate, just release. And right away, the room felt easier. Not drastically different, just lighter. When your brain stops processing what doesn't matter, it finally has space for what does. Now for our final tip, let's anchor all of this into a habit so small you can do it even on your most tired nights. And finally, let's turn everything we've done into a habit you can actually stick to. There were nights when I looked at the living room and thought, I'll deal with it tomorrow. But tomorrow always came with new messes, and by the end of the week I felt buried. What helped wasn't a full cleanup, it was 5 minutes. Set a timer, just 5. Pick up what you can. Straighten the pillows. Put remotes back in the tray. Toss socks into the laundry basket. Don't aim for finished, aim for lighter. Some nights I barely do anything. Other nights I get on a roll. But either way, I go to bed knowing I did something, and I wake up to a space that feels a little more mine. This isn't about discipline. It's about giving your future self one small gift. The gift of not starting from zero. Now that we've walked through all 10 shifts, let's take a breath and wrap things up together. That's it, 10 small shifts I've used to keep my living room feeling calm without chasing perfection or doing constant resets. If you're looking for a way to spend less time cleaning and more time actually living in your space, start with just one thing. That's all it takes. I also made a video that walks through how to declutter each part of your home one step at a time. It might be the perfect next watch. And if this video helped you breathe a little easier, feel free to like or subscribe, just so I know what's really working for you. And if you've ever felt like you keep ending up back where you started, like no matter how much you declutter, the chaos creeps back, and tomorrow's video is the one you need to see. I'm sharing the small, sneaky habits I didn't even know were cluttering up my life until I quit them. Trust me, once you hear them, you won't look at your daily routines the same way again. Don't miss it.